When subscriber trunk dialing codes, yes, we know the acronym is STD, were introduced to the UK's telephone system in April 1959, London, being the capital, got the first number, 01. Telephone numbers were 7 digits long, split into 3, then 4, and the 01 code was only needed at the beginning if you were dialing from outside London. But in May 1990 came the first of several changes, which meant London's telephone numbers would change. The 01 was split into two, 071 and 081, with 071 covering exchanges in a central area and 081 covering exchanges in the area of London around that central 071 area, and by doing this, doubled the capacity of numbers that you could have in London. London's prefix changed yet again though, not long after, in April 1995, when 071 became 0171 and 081 became 0181. A London telephone number was still 7 digits long, but with a 4-digit prefix before it. At this point, research showed that there was still an extremely high demand for more numbers in London. This, remember, is a time before cable broadband. People wanted second lines for dial-up internet, and fax machines were still prevalent too. And so the most recent change came about in April 2000, the so-called big number change, when telephone codes for London became just 020, not 0207 or 0208, but just 020. That 020 code now covers a roughly circular area of 20 kilometres from the centre of London, and in a few places it goes outside the Greater London boundary, but in many more, particularly in the east and southeast of London, it does not reach the boundary at all, which is why people from Orpington, whose code is 01689, will still say that they're in Kent, and people from Romford, whose code is 01708, will tell you that they're from Essex, even though officially they're in London. It's also a common misconception that if you were an 071 number that had become an 0171 number, then you become an 0207 number, but that's not the case. The prefix is just 020, because if you are a number that starts with a 7, you can dial another number in London that starts with a 7 without the 020 prefix. London's numbers at the moment are all 020 followed by a 7, 8 or 3. But sometime soon, before the year 2020, other numbers will be released. So expect to see London telephone numbers that are 0204 and 0205.